Then we've got the FA, gentlemen. What is FA? It is actually fall arrest. I stated that fall arrest is a system or a device that will stop you from falling or that will stop you from hitting the ground whilst you are working at heights. Then we've got the FAS, some will call it the fast fall arrest system. How do you create a fall arrest system? One may wonder. You only need 3 items for you to create a fall arrest system. Number 1, it is the anchor point. Are we together? We've got 2 types of anchor points. It can be a permanent anchor point or a self-identified anchor point. But in some books, it's written self-identified. If it's self-identified, then it means what? It's also a temporary lifeline. Are we in agreement there? Then if it's permanent, then it means it's a planned anchor point. It's also engineered. Are we still in agreement there? So for us to create a fall arrest system, you need 3 items. Number 1 is actually where are you going to attach yourself to? That is what we refer to as the anchor point. Are we together there? Then number 2, it is going to be the actual what? The fall arrest device that you are going to use there. The norm or the normalcy for us, it is the double shock absorbing lanyard. Have you seen your hooks? The lanyards, the double shock absorbing lanyards. Okay, what we're simply talking about, our departure point, this is one of our fall arrest devices. Okay, there we go. So this is the double shock absorbing lanyard. Are we together? So it is the anchor point that you need and the hooks that you're going to connect onto easily. Then obviously the end of the double shock absorbing lanyard must be connected to where? To your harness. So the 3 must be what? Must be interlinked together to create a what? A fall arrest system. Are we still in an agreement? Right. Let's backtrack, gentlemen, together again. Let's say you are putting on a hard hat, you are putting on a harness, you are having your shock absorber with you, then you are also just standing on the ground. In a professional manner, we refer to you or we state that you are now in your fall arrest equipment or you are in your fall protection equipment. But the moment when you just go and attach on the scaffolding on your self-identified anchor point, then it becomes what? It becomes now a fall arrest what? System. The moment you detach, then it becomes fall arrest equipment. Or fall arrest, fall protection equipment. Are we together there? The difference is when you are attached, and the other difference is when you are not connected onto, right? Then we've got the fall protection equipment. It's the FPE. Are we still together? Like the way I've advised. Then we've got the fall protection plan. What is a fall protection plan in your own understanding? What do you think this can be? Fall protection plan. This is a document that is put in place to make sure that when we work at height, we work what? Safe. Are we together? We've got 2 types of these documents. It can be a generic fall protection plan, or it can be a what? Site-specific fall protection plan. Are we together? So when we say generic, it's actually one document that can represent all our sites. But if we say site-specific, then it does what? It only represents that specific site. Are we together? Right. Let's talk of the components that we must get in the fall protection plan. The major components are actually 5 if we are to create this fall protection plan. Either the 2 or either each of these 2 fall protection plan. What must we get? I see you have researched well. What do we get according to components of the fall protection plan? Just your thought quickly.
So you have to have your medicals.
Thank you. You're on point.
What's the other this?
Okay, let me not give you a hard time.
Health and safety file.
Yes, you are on track. Thank you so much, Media. You have actually invested in the same. We need medical evaluations. Our medicals must be in that file. Are we together there? Training certificates to prove that the guys that are going to work on that site are well trained. We should have the training certificates. A rescue plan must also be involved. We need to have that rescue plan for that certain specific site or that generic fall protection site. Are we together? Rescue. Equipment and inspections. We need to be well documented or fast documented in terms of our what? Of our equipment that we're going to use on site. Are we still in agreement, gentlemen? Then number 5, we then need also to have the risk assessment in place. Those are the 5 major components that we need to make sure that we do what we have in place in terms of when we talk of our fall protection plan. If you don't have those components, you are not actually developing or creating the actual fall protection plan. Are we still in agreement there? I'm not going to go much in depth, but it's something that you should know. Are we happy there? So these are the courses that we also then render here at Msheq. You are more than welcome to ask maybe how much it is at a later stage if you want to be the fall protection planner developer. Right. Then we've got the HLL, that is our horizontal lifelines. Where do we install those? We normally install them where there's a possibility of a fall exists, especially on top of our roofs. We can either have, thank you so much for nodding, much respect to that. We may either have permanent horizontal lifelines or temporary horizontal lifelines. Remember, when we say permanent or when we state permanent, it means it's what? It's engineered, it's a steel cable form. Are we together? Then when we say self-identified or temporary, it's normally made of rope, kinematic static rope. Are we together? That's horizontal lifeline. But the golden rule, if it's a kinematic static rope, from the wall or from the first graduation, that rope, when you run it from there, coming to this side in a horizontal form, from there to where I am, it must at least be 8 to 10 meters. Then one person can connect onto that line. So from this graduation, we can either put an alpine butterfly knot, right? To the next graduation again, and the safe point, it's 0 to 8 or 10 meters, then another person can connect. So that if our platform collapses, either we'll rather have one falling rather than having a rest, just having on a long horizontal lifeline, then you can see the picture, then we lose a lot. Though the good news about the static or kinematic static rope is that it offers you a safe working load of 300 kgs, then the breaking strength is 2.7 to 3 tons. Are we in an agreement there, gentlemen? I'll get one, then you can have a look onto it. When we say kinematic static rope, it means that the rope will then stretch. So if you fall onto it, the shock goes into the rope. Are we together there? And how do you know that it's static? When you look at such type of a rope, it has got strips of lines going like that. When you look at it, it can be white or orange and black, you understand, but it has to have strips of lines. But if you see the one that has got X's onto it, just by looking, you must know it's a dynamic type of rope, which means if you fall onto that type of dynamic rope, the shock does not get into the rope. The shock comes back to you and you'll be very shocked from your own shock. Are we together there? Normally, the diameter must be 11 millimeter in our industry because our gadgets normally does very well if the rope is 11 millimeter thick. We still in agreement there. So just observe that the safe working load is 300 kgs. The breaking strength of that rope is 2.7 to 3 tons. If it was a temporary horizontal lifeline. Are we together there? The temporary one. Then if it's a permanent one, then it means it's actually engineered. It's a different course that you then have to attend. And for us as level ones, we do not read any ropes according to the law. And we can also just work as level ones without having level twos in place. Are we aware of such? Right? Do you have rescuers on site? That should be a worry. So if the company is willing to invest, try to say, thank you, yes, you've taken me for training. Can we please have at least a supervisor for working at heights level 2? That will be our double 2 998 personnel. Is responsible for doing rigging ropes and also doing what? Rescues in place. Are we still in an agreement actually? Right. Then we've got the VLL, vertical lifelines. We've got the what? Permanent and self-identified. Remember, if it's permanent, it's made of steel cable, it's engineered. If it's temporary, then it's what? Self-identified. Right, thank you so much. Then we've got the higher hazardous identification risk assessment. Yes, we do have such trainings that we do offer here. It's an eye-opener in terms of safety when it comes to taking precautions when working with dangerous equipment or equipment surrounding us. Then we've got the PPE. I see some of us, we are in our dancing shoes today. I don't know if they said when you go for training, you don't need safety shoes, but good luck. I'll get you when it comes to the training area. All right, but nevertheless, PPE, personal protective equipment. Then we've got the OHS Act, Occupational Health and Safety Act of 85 of 1993. Then we've got the SANS, South African National Standard. What is this? This is an association that has been put in place to make sure that each and every product made here in South Africa is of quality before it reaches to the end user. Are we still in agreement there? Right. Then it will take us to the definitions. Okay, so this is coming into your test. Please take note of that. So everything that comes into the test, I'll try to remind you to say this comes in the test. This is definitely also going to come into the test. You need to score at least 100% when it comes to that. For risk, any potential exposure to falling either from or off or into something, that the hazard is a source of exposure to danger, anything with the potential to cause harm. Then a risk, the probability that an injury or damage will occur. But before I do this type of reading or referring to the screen, what is the difference between a risk and a hazard? Is this the same thing? Right. Let's say this table is an ocean. Then I am standing just here. Can I say in front of me I've got a hazard, or in front of me I've got a risk?
Yes.
Is it a risk? It's a hazard. Are we together there?
Yeah.
Then the time whereby I jump into, then it becomes a risk. For us, then we've got a lot of things. Despite just knowing how to swim, it's also about mermaids. I know you guys won't believe about mermaids. I trust me. I wouldn't gamble with that. Okay, so thank you so much. You guys are well researched, because the other one is an occurrence, then the other one is a before an occurrence. Are we together there? Right. It's like when somebody asks you, what's the difference between a photo and a picture? Is that the same thing? Yeah, the photo and the picture. Is that the same?
Hey, what's the difference?
Come on, guys. You're disappointing me. At least let me make you studious today. Let me teach you one thing at least. That you guys have been climbing in heights, some maybe illegally or some yes, not illegal, but yeah, let me show you something. A photo is then taken. Agreed? If you want to see the signs behind, if you go into your phones, it never says pictures, it says photos. Then a picture is what? It's drawn. So if you hear someone say, hey baby, let me take you a picture, they're talking rubbish. Just correct them and say, let me take you one. Let me take you a photo. At least today you know. So correct yourself, you know yourself.
Yeah.
Let's not point each other. Let's go on into depth. Can I go on to? Right. Then we've got what we call fore clearance, the necessary distance needed below the worker to prevent collision with the ground or an obstacle. So here, we are all here to understand what is the minimum free space actually, the fore clearance. Are we together there? Because we are acknowledging that falling is part of us. But what we don't just want is to get to the ground. We want to have the minimum free space. What is minimum free space? It is the space left between your foot and the ground after you have fallen. Are we in agreement there, guys? Sorry, I sometimes speak fast. When I was doing my private pilot licensing, we tend to speak fast on the radio so you can get your clearances quicker. You need to have a certain tone that you say a lot in short. Are we together there? But forgive me if I'm saying too fast. Just let me know, hey, you're not flying aircraft here, you're not doing me a favor. You are here to work for me. You are here to give me the knowledge in a calmly manner. Then we understand where we can go. And I also lost a tip. So some of the words, they might not come out right. It's so you take it at your own pace. Are we together? Right. Yes. So are we in an agreement, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Right. So we are here to meet the minimum free space. I have given you the definition of what is a minimum free space. Are we still happy with that? Right. Then it will take us to fall protection plan. Yes, we stated that it's a documented plan covering risk, procedures, methods, and rescues plan for work from fall arrest to risk. Normally, I don't like to read in this manner. Are we together? Right. What I want to do now quickly, I want to introduce you. I will be covering what's happening there, but at the same time, I want to make it more interesting. Right. Why? Because it's easier to refer to what you guys can see and we explain about it. Okay, I've got a question for you, gentlemen. What is the lifespan of your working at heights gear or equipment? Where do we draw the line to say, now is the time we need to draw the line? How many years do you have in the field?
It's on the manufacturers, there's a date on your equipment.
So you will mean we'll get an expiry date?
Yes.
Or are you sure?
Or if you've used it and what I mean, if the folder resistors work, then you have to replace it immediately.
Okay, I see you as a short-tempered person. Would you think, would you tolerate somebody if they would say, Minia, you are wrong. We need the actual answer for you to get in this side. And then you tell them to refer to the gear. He's not wrong. Are we together there? Can I tell you a secret, Minia? Let's fix this because you might have met it or you're going to meet it. It's coming. Let's just get studious about it, okay? To be honest with you, according to our laws in South Africa, our equipment must never be older than 5 years in circulation. Are we in an agreement? Must never be what? Older than 5 years. On top of that, let's observe again the next issue. Why does the law state that we must never exceed 5 years? It's because of the weather conditions that we succumb here in what? In Africa. You take the same equipment to Europe, then it's granted 10 years. Are we still in an agreement? But let's backtrack again to Africa. In our industries, we are dealing with different scopes of work. Are we in an agreement there? Which means some companies are dealing with dangerous chemicals. They do observe that it is 5 years, but they don't want to sit on that 5 years. As per their company policies, they'll then backtrack to 3 years. Are we still in an agreement there? Then good manufacturers, they shouldn't put an expiry date onto it because us as well-accredited environments for, you can switch it off. I think it has noticed that I have said a lot, then it doesn't want anymore.